Wake up, Drifter. Europe is falling, consumed by an evil disease, and you are falling as well. You've been marked by the Black Death, infected with an incurable plague. Do you remember your dream? This is your last chance to fulfill it. Your final journey to find peace. You'll have to reach for beyond the veil and embrace its dark powers. Such is your fate, Drifter. You must die, but you still can dream. Wake up, Drifter. Europe is falling, consumed by an evil disease, and you are falling as well. You've been marked by the Black Death, infected with an incurable plague. Do you remember your dream? This is your last chance to fulfill it. Your final journey to find peace. You'll have to reach for beyond the veil and embrace its dark powers. Such is your fate, Drifter. You must die, but you still can dream.
Hello again, everybody. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you doing today, guys? Hi. Ciao Francesco, ciao Irisen, ciao Raul, ciao Gilles, ciao Caterina. Nice to see you, everybody, here again with us after 48 hours since the start
Exactly 48 hours from launch.
Yeah, so
What a couple of days. They have been really incredible. We just rolled over 1,000% of our funding goal, over 100,000 euros. It's incredible. We are speechless, frankly.
yeah. As you can see, I had the the graphic ready for our road to 100k for this live, so there is still the additional bookmark yet to be unlocked, but I guess you were faster than us and we are already at 103 or something like that, so thank you for that. And of course it's been we said that 2 days ago, we said that yesterday it was a little bit of a gamble for us to do this campaign. A lot of first times doing this on Backerkit, doing this on a product, a game that was so different from what we usually do. Different artists, different gaming system. So we were very much afraid of this new project, of this new experience, and we still are.
Adventure.
But the past 2 days have been just incredible. I am so thankful to all of you for all your support, for all your love, not only because the campaign is going strong, but because, as always, we love that we have an amazing community. We speak with you on Backerkit, on Discord, on Facebook as well. And we are, there's no one looking for trouble. There's no one complaining. Everyone is so, full of love and respectful. And, feel just so blessed that we can share this experience with such a good audience, because it's not only about, reaching goals, making the best product, making more money, making more stuff. It's also about the experience that we want to give to you, that we want to have for ourselves, that we want to share together. So it's always really heartwarming to have such peaceful and respectful and genuinely nice campaign. So thank you for for being here and for supporting us.
Yes.
Francesco, I don't know if you're joking.
Messages and emails, so my computer is just freezing all over. I'm having difficulties, but yes, thank you, everybody.
Also, I don't know if Francesco, if that's an honest question or you are still joking after yesterday, because there's been a lot of joking about the bookmark. So Francesco, non so se stai scherzando sulla scia di ieri o se è una domanda seria, ma saranno di colori diversi. Il nuovo segnalibro sarà dorato in tutti i libri, che si aggiunge a quello nero, rosso e verde, smeraldo e turchese dei 3 libri che esistono già. Scusami se lo chiedo, ma c'è stato un sacco di battute ieri sui colori. Raul, how is it going compared to Household, compared to Outgunned? I couldn't say compared to Household. I honestly don't remember. I can say that compared to Outgunned is just a little bit slower, I would say, that Outgunned. Because Outgunned after the first 48 hours was around 130, 125, something like that. Of course, this is Outgunned was way over our expectation, and Memento Mori is still over what was our expectation. I know it may sound weird because some of you might be thinking like, okay, so Outgunned did X, so that's your next project, so it's going to be better, but it changes from projects to project. For example, Memento Mori has an higher, high tier in terms of price than Outgunned. So basically there is more stuff, of course, there's more books, but basically you need to spend more money to have everything, and that's scarce a lot of people, and that's because Memento Mori was an already existing edition, so we are trying to bring everything together so that we can have the two audiences, the Italian and the international, moving together, playing together, talking together. While Outgunned was a new product, a new project, so we were basically building from scratch. Also, Outgunned is based on our signature system, so there are a lot more people who are, jumping in to have more stuff for the other games as well, more mechanics, while this is a completely new system. So yeah, it's a little slower than Outgunned, but still very impressive, and still really, please believe us,
we are really more than happy. Each and every campaign is unique, and basically we have our own expectation, our own range of expectation for each and every project, of course, that differs regarding production and a lot of more things about the project itself. But believe us, Memento Mori is over the top for what we were expecting, so we are blown away. And you will discover that in a few minutes when we will discover the next stretch goal. We weren't ready to being already over $100,000, right? 100,000 euros right now. So we were a little bit caught by surprise.
Grazie Marazzi per il Deathless. Ci saranno sicuramente occasioni di recuperare Household almeno in fiera. Seth is saying not every project has to surpass the last one. What kind of mindless corporation is this? I know, Seth. We are not very good at being a corporation, and we always like to say, I mean, you guys following the live stream probably know that, but someone on Backerkit might not know this. I heard a lot of time during these 48 hours that our team is doing an incredible work, that our team is but basically there's no our team. That's me and Simone, so that's basically Two Little Mice. It's of course me and Simone doing the artwork on the campaign. There's of course Daniela doing the most of the art for the projects that and there's Katerina translating, and then that's basically it. So me and Simone from this, graphic that you are seeing on the left, all the campaign, all the mock-ups of the book, talking to the printers, managing the campaign. It's basically it's me and Simone. It's so, as Seth was saying, we are kind of a mindless corporation.
Evil
Yeah,
corp.
for sure.
There's always the optional pants in case you get to stretch.
Grazie, Fellini.
Yes, there is. We know. We have done that.
Yeah, of course, I always like to brag that I have my outgunned pencil here with me, but I have to cover the rule so that you have to wait for your physical pencil to be delivered. And also, I just received this one. I know it seems like we are doing this on purpose, but this just came through the mail today. This is the very last.
A team of 2 people. We are doing everything at the same time, like we talked yesterday. So yes, we are handling the very finishing lines of outcome production, and meanwhile we are handling Memento Mori campaign as well. So everything is good.
The dice. This is the new design of the dice. And as you can see, we have introduced, as someone from the audience actually suggested, the star as a 6th symbol, as to avoid, because the original dice that were advertised during the campaign were, they had this spade symbol that might be confused with the heart symbol, especially if you roll them like this. So originally we put the white dot on different sides so that possibly this could happen, but during playtest some people complained that they were too similar, so we got rid of the ace of spades and we kept the star, which is the symbol for the Belmont in Words of Killer. And this is, speaking of killers, this is the killer dice, purple and gold, because as always we like our gold. I can seem to find some light here, but it's shiny.
5-pointed start represent number 6 unplayable.
Yeah.
They said, and it's true, but we like to play with math.
Yeah.
We are artists, so we don't know nothing about math. So we like to interpret math our own way.
Speaking of Outgun, will there be more product in the future? Definitely, and you won't have to wait too long for something new about Outgun. Of course, a little you'll have to wait because we still have to deliver the first one. But
it's a couple of months time at least to handle the delivery and sign up. Also a golden stuff.
So you will see plenty of Outgun in the future. Outgun is definitely the line that we intend to develop the most, and that's the one that's also the more open to new supplements. But coming back to Memento Mori, yesterday we unlocked the Blade of Palpitation, so our second Blade of Ruin, which is an actual blade that has veins and blood, and is and also shaped like a Roman gladium, so it's kind of the most iconic Italian sword, I believe. And then we unlocked just a couple of hours ago, I think, we unlocked the additional bookmark. So here you can see in full color there is, for example, the Codex Gigas will have a red ribbon bookmark and a golden one, while the core book will have black and gold, and so on. So this is going to be added to every book, every pledge level, retail books, all of the books. And it will possibly help you, jump through section of the book. now, as we exit the first 48 hours of this very strong campaign, we decided that it could be good to have, shorter stretch goals, I believe. So we decided to put a new stretch goal every 5k or every 50% instead of every 10. And if you know us, that's something that we like to do. We like to actually increase the number of stretch goals as we move through the campaign. And that's because for us, I always say that, and I repeat myself, but for us, a crowdfunding campaign is a way to bond with the audience, to play with you, talk with you, to keep in touch. And things, let's face it, things will probably go a lot slower from now on. There's going to be a weekend, and then the mid part of a campaign is always slower. People coming and going, so we thought, what the hell, let's just increase the number of stretch goals, so we still have something to talk about, we still have something to unlock and to share and to show, and it's also a good way to get to know the game and familiarize with everything. So it's a fun thing that, and by the way, since we are doing the next stretch goal at 105, I think we're basically there. At a certain point, I was afraid.
We weren't expecting to be this near to the next stretch goal.
As you can say, I always say it, Simone always said the same thing. We were not expecting this, but can you imagine someone going live to announce a 105, K stretch goal, expecting to arrive at 103 or 4 or something like that? I think it's pretty obvious that we were not expecting this at this point, and I really thought that we will probably reach 100 during the live
at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the live, so that we could unlock some stuff together, but it's going a lot faster than expected. But speaking of stars aligning, this morning when I woke up, we were at 666 bakers. So I have a photo on my phone. That's the first thing I saw. I opened, I checked Memento Mori on Backerkit, and I noticed 666 bakers, and this is actually a pretty fitting number to wake up to today, because the next stretch goal, and it was already decided yesterday, so I didn't come up with this because of the number, it's going to be the Black Goat, which is clearly your average Baphomet, or however you are going to call one of the single best illustration for these stretch goals. There we have other cool creatures, but I think this one beats them all as in terms of just coolness of the character.
So in less than 2,000 euro, we will unlock this stretch goal. There's the Black Gold with this astonishing art by Biagini, of course, dear friend Francesco Biagini.
Ragionier Fellini asked about different ink color, and just to answer that quickly, I suggested actually doing something red for the Codex Gigas, but Andrea, the author, Andrea Felicioni, just hates it. He doesn't want to have a red book or a blue book inside with the ink. He wants that to be black, and there was no way. I just suggested at least doing the red, chapter titles for Codex Gigas. He really is strongly against that.
Strongly against, let's use it.
So it was unmovable, because I like to put a little bit of color on the books, but the authors are very strict about that. So maybe I get to snitch something in the end papers, Still,
We are
as you see,
we are working on that.
we are working on the gray areas. You know, that's so we are working on the narrator screen, possibly on the end paper, something where we don't, you know, get on their feet too much. Miniatures of capital letters are black and white, and still
everything in the books
Yeah.
is in black and white by explicit request.
talk to
the
them,
author.
talk to Andrea.
We of course understand and agree with their artistic vision of the product. So, as Rico said, as you can see from the different objects and different add-on, we are working around the edges to implement something, but of course they are the author, and we as author ourselves have the utmost respect for their artistic vision of the product.
Really, it's painful for me to keep them all black and white. I understand, all jokes aside, the artistic decision that they want to make, and so that's why we are spending a lot on, you know, ribbons and, you know, the quality of the paper and the box and the tarots and the golden lamination and all sort of stuff, because I like to spend money on books basically, and we are trying to work where we can. Filini is also asking if blades are going to be, no, blades are all going to be, let's say, swords or daggers.
Yes.
If that makes sense, but I think they're going to get a little bit weirder at some point. But speaking of blades, we are here to reveal actually 3 stretch goals that will bring us to 105, 110, 115, and they all share kind of the same you know, genre, kind of the same leitmotiv. So we are going to reveal first the black coat that you just saw, and the third blade of ruin, which is the blade of the endless ritual, which is some kind of a crease, a ritual blade. So this is the shortest of all the blade of ruins, and we think it kind of fit, you know, with the Baphomet them, to give you the most, I believe, mystical, the most ritual, the most magical of all the blade of ruins, the blade of the endless ritual. And by the way, Marco, I think, does an amazing job in coming up with this, you know, extremely cool name for stuff. I'm in love with the endless ritual. I'll give you some time to see everything, because I know we have a little bit of delay. If you're following us on, especially if you're on Backerkit, there is a little bit of delay, so you can see everything, and then I will show you the third and final stretch goal for today. And also, while we are showing the stretch goal, let us know what you think about the platform, about Backerkit. For example, yesterday we tried this new feature, which is the achievement, this kind of super stretch goal that was on the home page, you know, the road to 1000%, and I think it looked really cool that they implemented it into the platform. But I want to know, what do you think about that? And I also want to anticipate that we are going to do another achievement at 125. So in 25k, 20k from now, we are going to have another achievement, which we are going to reveal in the next days, possibly. I don't know about this Filipino Pinuti blade, but it is entirely possible, knowing all sort of stuff that Marco knows.
As you can see, exactly, different blades have different origins, if you want, also geographical origin, because they are very different one from the other. Are three different kinds of weapons. And so they differed a lot. Is it possible, we will ask Marco about it, but it is possible that was one of his idea when designing both the lore, the rules, and the art for this blade.
And so to wrap up the 3 stretch goals that we are going to show you today, we have the Black Goat as a creature, we have the Blade of the Endless Ritual as a Blade of Ruin, and of course we have a new it's a Binding Pact in English. Yes, sorry, I always forget the name in English. A new Binding Pact for you. Which is, let me first read some of the stuff from the shop before I reveal the final stretch goal.
What things?
Yeah, actually, I agree with you. It's kind of more, user friendly. We have to say, that there's also a little less project on Backerkit right now, so it's also that's also helping us being featured and everything being clear. But yeah, I do appreciate that there are so many tools on Backerkit that we can take advantage of, to create an engaging story and engaging pages, almost like a forum, a site, or Discord server.
Yes.
It's really much more alive than your average Kickstarter page when you have basically this long list of comments and some of them get lost, etc. And it's helping us keeping the main page cleaner, that
Yes.
we have a special space for all the add-ons, the special place for all the stretch goals, the achievements, the pledge levels, so everything has its place, so we can keep the
and
main
organize
page
the information much
tighter.
better.
Yeah.
And gave you basically a story page which is clearer, more concise, and with more useful information just about the game, because you have the information about the pledges in a different section, the information about the add-ons in a different section, and so on. Thank you for the feedback.
And to show you the last stretch goal that we are going to reveal today, I was talking about the Binding Pact. This is an extremely special, extremely different Binding Pact. My personal favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, I
the best.
do believe it's going to be the
Your
personal
favorite.
favorite for a lot of you as well, which is the Congregation. And by the way, I can't wait to show you the full color. This is the black and white, locked art, but you will see once we unlocked it, the full color art. The Congregation is a Binding Pact that will put you in the shoes of witches. Basically, you're playing as real witches, women that were considered in the medieval times witches, that at some point are going to unlock real supernatural power thanks to
when
their
their
mind.
village is struck, of course, by plague, as you know, in Memento Mori, so you will contract the disease as well, and this unlocked some real magical power with your marvel. And now, and the story in the Congregation Binding Pact will revolve around what to do now. Now probably the other villagers are very angry because now you are real witches and they have plague too, so probably they will think it's your fault. How you will use your new power. You will try to make it as a blessing for you and your villagers as well, or not. You will be treated as a monster and you will go on a path of revenge or so on. It's very, very interesting.
It's a very different
interesting
take on Memento Mori, because usually in Memento Mori you are the renegade, you are you are a nobody for society because you are sick with the plague, but here you are kind of like the scapegoat. You are kind of you are the monster, you are this evil creature that's for most of the people, you are the root of all evil. You are causing them to get sick, etc. So it's really a different turn, and I like the idea of playing. This is new also for us, but I would love to have this and to play this as a so-called witch that at certain point gets real power. I don't think I'm going to be the savior of my village. Spoiler alert.
No, in Aurico Place probably won't be. Another very interesting fact about this particular take on Memento Mori is being a witch. You probably are able to play as a drifter who actually knows something about the Beyond the Veil. Unlike most of the times, you are just someone who developing power up. Maybe as a so-called witch, you probably know herbs or maybe it's not to read since the time we are in. Maybe you read something about demonology, so you had some actual real or legend, you don't know, info about what's coming. And it's very, very, I find it fascinating.
So, trying to read through everything. Thanks, Gilles, and yes, we'll try to. What we did is, let me show you all three together. We tried to, put these three stretch goals together as possibly to highlight this new, direction that the game can take. So you have the Black Coat, the Endless Ritual, the Blade of the Endless Ritual, and the Congregation as a package of three different stretch goals that can enhance your experience and bring your experience to something really different. And to answer Neo-wise, how far is the product done? Well, I don't know if you know, but Memento Mori is here. This is the Italian version of Memento Mori, at least the first edition. So these two books are pretty much done. That means they have already been translated. They are still in revision, but they are already translated. They've been upgraded to the new edition from the original authors. We are still missing some of the art because we are unlocking stuff. We are doing stuff as we speak. As we unlock more stuff, we are also, it's not a mystery. The better the campaign goes, the more money we are going to spend on, new art. And we are trying to upgrade the book because the book was done by a lot of different artists. And there are some of them which we prefer over the other, like Francesco Biagini, who's doing all these creatures. And we would like the book to have as much art by Fabio Porfidia and Francesco Biagini as we possibly can. But aside from the art, they are basically done. I think that in a month or two, tops, you will have PDF for both of them. Then there's the X Velum, which is kind of the last son because we are making it and unlocking it as we speak. So it's going to require possibly 1 more month or something like that, because they are currently already working the others on that. This is an entirely new product, so we are working on them in Italian and English, at the same time. And the estimate delivery is extremely soon. It's by the end of August, and we feel very, 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 very confident about this release date. And that's why you won't see any super weird, stretch goal as we did with Outgun, because we are very strict on our timeline. We want to respect. If you know us, you know that we don't usually make promises that we can't respect. So it's not like a date we are throwing like, let's say the end of August. No, it's really something that
we are working towards.
Yeah, that we plan to do.
Yes. Just to summarize it all, our goal is to give you all the material in digital format by the end of April, starting with the core book, of course, not everything together. Starting with the core book probably at the end, by the end of March, and the others books and stuff. soon after. That's the plan. And as Rico said, the physical delivery by the end of August. I hope this answers your question. To answer to Seth, ask, can we play Memento Mori set in different era like the 30 Years War? Absolutely yes. Because Memento Mori is a very narrative game. In the game, you will find some info to help you set the game in that particular time, which is the 1347, if I remember correctly. But if you are sure about a different timeline or a different place than continental Europe, the rules are made for you, because you have not rules for equipment, for example, and you don't have the problem, oh, I have firearms in my campaign, how we do, because it's very, very streamlined. It's very on the disease, on the player character, so it's very easy. Of course, the level of folklore and the type of creatures you will find in Codex Gigas are referred to a particular medieval continental European mindset of that era. That being said, the system itself will gladly help you with.
There is not going to be, just to be clear, we don't want to be misleading on that, there's not going to be, suggestion from the book is like, if you want to play it in the 19th century or whatever, but that said, how the game is made, how it's not, very focused on your equipment, as Simone was saying, it's not about, armors and stuff. I've personally played Memento Mori in the 19th century. I know a lot of people who have played this with, firearms or stuff like that, and even in, the basically nowadays in the early 2000. Now, I wouldn't probably recommend Memento Mori to play in the modern, I would say in the contemporary, era. Because there will be a lot of stuff, internet and stuff that will make it, a little harder to keep the mood. But I think you'll find it really, really easy to adapt it to different, eras. What were we saying?
Thank you,
And thank you, Neowise. So yeah, I think that's it. I can say that after this, after we unlock the congregation, we are going to reveal another stretch goal, but also one new achievement, 125. I don't know why it's always, of course, it's, as you can see, we are struggling a little bit. It's hard to speak in another language live, but it's harder to speak about numbers for some. I don't know why numbers are so hard in another language, but for me it's my my brain just want to say numbers in Italian. Raul said, not sure if if you read my previous question. No, if I didn't answer, I probably didn't read it. Sorry. Will there be any help to set Memento Mori in other European countries? I don't think it's very country specific, Memento Mori. One cool thing is that you are going to have basically suggestion on how to play in the medieval times, but the book itself suggests that you are not too focused on the historical side, at least if you are not confident, if you are not familiar with it. So the game will tell you to be as historically accurate as you feel confident or you like it to be, or to play it in a more cinematic or fanta historical setting. So I think that you will find in the book the basic knowledge that you need to play it in every, at least, European country. I don't think you're going to have any troubles playing it in Spain, but there are not going to be historical Spanish or German event per se, but there are suggestions on how to introduce, on what to introduce in your game to play as the medieval times.
Yes.
I'm missing some words, but I hope
let me know if in that sense. Yes, you have some. The author's quiz left you some info on how to play in that specific time period in continental Europe.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, so it's not per se in a very country-specific setting. But yes, it's as soon as you have a bare minimum of interesting facts, of knowledge, you can easily. In Italy, there was a lot of association that used their own village, their own town to have some Memento Mori session in 1347. Because in Italy, it's full of little town that are still the same exactly than they were in 1347.
One of the
with the same castle, with the same few houses, made with the same bricks. So it's very easy, probably in the rural area of Italy. But I probably think Spain has a lot of places like that as well.
I think that's one. It's funny. That's one of the probably biggest changes in the core book is that the original Memento core book didn't have a lot of art that will show you like common people or common places, castles, abbeys or whatever, because it's such a normal thing, the medieval times in Italy, that the authors actually didn't bother to show you all that kind of medieval stuff, because we are really Simone got married in a castle, and it's one of the castles, because
Nero.
There is kind of thousands really of castles in Italy. We have a lot of medieval fairs. I think every Italian has some kind of sword or armor inside his house. I think that's something that's pretty normal for us. We are very tied to our medieval history. But one of the things that we are doing for this new edition is, I think that's what basically Fabio Porfidia is doing. You have seen the art of the bridge and also the art of the abbey at the beginning of the adventure. And we are trying to insert a little bit of medieval suggestions and feeling in the book.
Scenery of ideas of places, of typical places, because of course when you take this kind of game that was written and thought for an all Italian audience, you will have to think about that, not. In every country in the world, you have just the main square of your town that goes back to 1734 to 1364. So it's not like this everywhere.
Yes, but you, as the book will say, well, the book will not say it like this, but if you want to play Memento Mori as, season Nicolas Cage, best dark fantasy movie season of The Witch, you are free to do it. At least once we unlock the congregation, you will be free to do it. So it's up to you really.
Not only on God, Nicolas Cage is perfect for Memento Mori as well. Nicolas Cage. It's perfect in every iteration.
I said it yesterday on our Discord server. If it's good enough for Nick, then it's good enough for us. So everybody, do yourself a favor. If you want some inspiration, some actual real inspiration for Memento Mori, but also if you want some inspiration for Outgunned, but also if you want a genuinely, bad Nicolas Cage movie, just go tonight and watch Season of the Witch. I believe the national title is Season of the Witch. In Italian, it's called The Last of the Templar, L'ultimo dei Templari.
Without
in which Ron Perlman and Nick Cage play as two Templars. I can't convey how wonderful that movie is.
Epicness of that movie. I saw it twice.
Yeah, so go watch the movie once the stream is over. So I think, Simone, we have rambled enough for today.
Yes, wow, it's 45 minutes we are talking. Really, the time's flying. and less than 2,000 euros left. So prepare, stop the live before we are logging. The next stretch goal. Thank you very much again for being here with us. We probably won't have any live tomorrow and the day after, since it's the weekend, but it's next week.
On Monday,
we'll be. Monday, for sure, we will be back. I mean, we will be here even tomorrow and the day after, of course, answering the comments and being with you all, as you know. But with our next live, let's see on Monday.
But can I make a spoiler?
Of course you can.
Grazie, Andrea. Grazie. I want to make a spoiler at the end. I'm going to do like this. I'm going to say the biggest spoilers at the end of this hour-long stream, so that only a few people know about them. So please don't say it around. Just keep it for ourselves. I can't promise anything because there's anything that's actually being done. So please take this lightly. Don't this is not engraved in stone. But yesterday, after a couple of you suggested this and we talked about it together, but yesterday Simone had a chat with the guys at Alchemy for a possible BTT module. The guys at Alchemy are already working at Outgunned and Household. So we'll see how it goes, but let's keep it between us. But there's been a contact with them, and they are always very.
They me a couple very very cute things they are doing with the portal Alchemy RPG. So if you are interested, take a look, because they are doing an amazing job, really. But we are working for you.
Yeah,
always.
And Fellini, some of the content of Modus Liber are going to be in the first part of the X Velum, but some of them are not canon anymore. So it's mixed. So we'll have to ask, we'll have to have a chat with Andrea to show, to tell us what's going to be canon in the new edition and what's not. It's always painful that there's this lag, so I have to wait for them to actually answer.
New comments.
If you see that we are frozen, it's because we are basically 2 minutes ahead of you.
I say that's it. And again, thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. And have a nice Friday for the ones of you from North America. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Gilles, and you guys, all the other people who are always here with us, chatting and following this incredible run of Memento Mori on Backerkit. Thank you, Seth, of course. And let's continue chatting in the comment section of Discord. So that's a never-ending chat with us. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Wake up, Drifter. Europe is falling, consumed by an evil disease, and you are falling as well. You've been marked by the Black Death, infected with an incurable plague. Do you remember your dream? This is your last chance to fulfill it. Your final journey to find peace. You'll have to reach for beyond the veil and embrace its dark powers. Such is your fate, Drifter. You must die, but you still can dream.